It's my birthday today. I'm in the biggest relationship fight of my life, currently. I have a tradition with myself where I see a movie on my birthday. I initially bought tickets to Superman for me and my boyfriend, and when I told him, he got mad that I didn't ask first and said he refuses to see that movie 'cause it looks bad. I said it would still be really fun and doesn't matter much because it's my birthday, so anything would be fun if we were together. He didn't let up, so I refunded the tickets. I spent 5 days looking for a new movie to go to and finally decided on an older film, at a specialty theater cheaper than Superman. I let him pick between 2 movies to ensure he wanted to see it. I instinctually responded I'd buy the tickets. I pay for almost everything in our relationship that we do together because although when we met he had a wonderful career, he has slowly been losing work. Freelance art director, fabricator, and I have a new stable job. I then asked him to buy the tickets. He had told me the night before that he didn't have a present for me and that he's sorry, so I figured this could just be a nice thing for him to do. Instead, he responded with a "sissant" and said he can't because he's not working. I got really confused and asked if the dinner we planned would be paid for by me as well. He said obviously. He has about $3,000 in savings right now, as most New Yorkers, adults our age, do. It made me so upset to realize my boyfriend didn't want to spend a single dollar on me. After all, I've helped him with these past couple of months. I've stressed for a long time how badly I've wanted a good birthday and to feel special, and he refuses to do anything to try and make that happen other than showing up and letting me pay for everything. I gave him the option of taking the plans for the day off my hands and getting crafty with what we do, as even if it's not much, it will have been a plan made by him, where he can control the budget entirely and still make me feel like he's contributed effort and care. He said, "That sucks. Let's just do your plan. I don't get why we can't do your original plan BC, bro. Why can't my almost 30-year-old boyfriend shell out $36 100.00 for one day on his own girlfriend?" We have spent the last 20 hours arguing, as he is calling me cruel for humiliating him over this when I have tried my hardest to give him other options. It's now my birthday and he wants me to console him and is almost refusing to see me. Am I the asshole? This seems pretty ridiculous to me. I'm not asking for much at all, and it's my 25th birthday, not just some random day. Next story. I'm a native English speaker, but have learned German to an intermediate level. I moved to a German-speaking country to be with my husband when he was still my boyfriend a couple years ago. My husband's family knows Turkish and German and some English. My husband and his sibling grew up in this country, so they learned German early on and are native speakers. While my mother-in-law came to this country at like 11 years old and learned German from then on, she's also a native-level speaker and works a German-speaking job, has German-speaking friends, speaks German with her kids, although when they speak together alone, it's Turkish more often. I'm currently still trying to learn German because I have to live in this country and get a job. But I grossly underestimated how hard it is to learn a language. I understand them very well at this point, but make a lot of mistakes speaking to them due to nerves. I plan on learning Turkish in maybe 3 to 5 years, once I'm very solid in my German knowledge. The problem, I see my husband's family, what I consider to be quite a lot, 1 to 3x a week, and when we're with his sister and her spouse, they do a really good job or speaking German basically the whole time, which I'm grateful for. But when his mom is there, which is most of the time, the conversation is pretty much Turkish, what feels like the entire time. I find it super awkward, although understandable, because that's the language she's more comfortable in and speaks with her family more often. I just find it weird because at a dinner or something, I'm feeling super awkward not being included. So I start not showing interest in what they're talking about because I can't understand and I feel awkward making eye contact with them when they're speaking Turkish, like I don't want to be a burden. Sometimes they'll drop German sentences amidst the Turkish every once in a while, so I'll look up, but then it'll be right back to Turkish. I swear, it was something that upset me so much in the beginning, but I really started to get used to it like a year ago. However, for some reason recently it started to bother me again, ugh. It's created this feedback loop of me being colder, I think, or at least coming off as cold, because I'm not paying attention to their conversation and just have a neutral look on my face while admiring the scenery around me or my phone. Asterisk, I've talked about this with my husband multiple times before. If my husband responds to his family members, he usually does so in German to try to steer the conversation back to German, but it usually doesn't work. He also, however, doesn't translate anything, and I don't expect him to, because why should there be a need to when we both share a common language, and often doesn't talk himself. Every once in a while, he'll say something to me, and it's usually in English, which I feel might make them feel left out because they don't have an amazing grasp on English as far as I know. But I'm honestly just grateful to be included for a change. I don't expect the conversation to be in German all the time, and I don't expect it to be in German at all. Of course, if we're with other family members who don't speak any German, I've had some issues with his mom in the past for other reasons. But I doubt, or at least hope, she's not being malicious. But it is rude in my opinion. After knowing each other 3 years, I barely know them, and they definitely don't know me at all, because of this unnecessary barrier. I don't know much of what can be changed, but if anyone else has dealt with this, how do you distract yourself in the moment? I feel like a fool when Yvonne's laughing at a joke and I start hesitatingly laughing too, even though I don't understand. I feel stupid and awkward. I've started to dread having to hang out with his family due to anxiety, awkwardness. What should I do? How can I cope?